Good day everyone, my name is Lavigin A. Vertadaso and I am the first reporter. Our topic is about St. Thomas' Natural Law of Ethics. Based on the phrase, natural law ethics, what is ethical is what the natural law says. What is natural law? Natural law is the ordinance of divine wisdom which is made known to us by reasons and which requires the observance of the moral order. The term natural law ethics implies that what the natural says is moral. How does one define natural law? Ordinance of divine wisdom which is made known to us by a reason and which requires the observance of the moral order is what the natural law is. Natural law ethics refer to the moral order based on divine wisdom as per reasons and guided by the observance of the moral order. So, St. Thomas' natural law ethics are based on the idea that humans are rational beings who can use their intellect to make ethical choices. He believed that God created the world and that humans are naturally inclined to do good. It may also be defined to be the eternal law as far as it made known by human reason. By eternal law, we mean all that God necessarily decrees from eternity. The part of the eternal law which reason reveals are directive of human acts we call the natural law. The eternal law, as understood by reason, encompasses all divine decrees from eternity, while the natural law as revealed by reasons direct human actions. Eternal law is what the God's will for creation. We are part of God's creation and so we are part of God's eternal law. We may not be able to understand the eternal law fully given our limitations. However, by reason, we have a grasp of sense of the eternal law. So what God desires for creation is known as the eternal law. We are not subject to God's eternal law because we are a part of His creation. Given our limits, it is possible that we can never fully comprehend the everlasting law. But we are able to understand or sense the everlasting law because of reason. This is natural law St. Thomas Aquinas wrote. There is in a man inclination to good, according to the nature of his reason, which nature is proper to him. Thus, man has a natural inclination to know the truth about God, and to live in society, and in this respect whatever pertains to this inclination belongs to the natural law. For instance, to shun ignorance, to avoid offending those among whom one has to live, and other such things regarding the above inclination. Natural law is the man has a natural inclination to know the truth about God and to live in society. In this regard, everything related to this inclination belongs to the natural law. For example, to shun ignorance, to avoid offending those among whom one must live, and other such things regarding the above inclination. St. Thomas Aquinas wrote, according to the nature of his reason, which nature is proper to him, man has an inclination to good. There are the four various kinds of law according to St. Thomas. Number 1. The natural law, unlike positive laws, does not depend upon the free will of God. Its requirements flow from the intrinsic difference between right and wrong, which is determined by the very essences of things. Hence, under this law, certain acts are not evil primarily because they are forbidden, but they are forbidden because in themselves they are evil. Unlike positive rules which rely on God's free will, the requirements of natural law stem from the inherent distinction between right and wrong, which is established by the very nature of things. Therefore, according to this legislation, some behaviors are prohibited not mainly because they are bad, but rather because they are bad in and of themselves. Number 2. Consequently, the natural law is the same at all times, in all places, and for all persons. But this is not true of positive laws, which may not be changed with changing circumstances, or, if the lawgiver so wills, it even without change of circumstances. That being said, positive laws can be altered in response to changing circumstances, or if the lawgiver so desires, even in the absence of a change in circumstances. In contrast, natural law remains constant throughout time and space. Number 3. The natural law emanates from God alone, but positive laws may be enacted by men. God alone is the source of natural law, yet humans are also capable of enforcing positive laws. Number 4. The natural law is promulgated through the light of reason. Positive law require for their promulgation a sign external to man. So positive laws need an external sign to be promulgated, whereas natural laws are propagated by the light of reason. In summary, we have an eternal law, God's law for the whole creation which we cannot fully grasp given our limitation. But with our gift of reason, we have a grasp of the eternal law, that is natural law. Divine law is decreed by God, while human law is decreed by man.
Good day everyone, I'm Banawan Junji. It is a continuation of Miss Bertudaso topic, the natural law as a not universal formula. So what is natural and ethical for a human person? It is to keep the moral order, to observe right order, to do good and avoid evil, to preserve his or her being, suicide and murder work against preservation of human life. Therefore, are a violation of the natural law. So kanang paghimong mga suicide, murder is a violation against the natural law. The divine law according to Santo Tomas Aquinas. All creation is directed towards its ultimate goal, which is God, guided by divine law found in the Ten Commandments and the New Testament's command to love God and others. Aquinas believes that natural law is part of a divine law. Immoral actions such as pagpangawat o mga maling binuhatan are inherently wrong and should be avoided. Natural law and reason. Santo Tomas explains that natural law is understood through reason, while positive laws require external expression. For a law to be valid, it must satisfy four criteria. First, which is must be a command of reason or not arbitrary, or when we say arbitrary, nga dili lamang ayon sa gusto. Second, it should aim for the common good. Third, it must be communicated or shared. And fourth, and the last, it should be enforced by a legitimate authority. Laws failing any of these criteria are not genuine laws. O na ma-fail nga isa ka criteria ni di na to siya matawag nga genuine laws. Rationality in law. Laws should stem from reason rather than emotion. Emotional influence can lead to irrationality. Laws are established for the common good, reflecting our social nature. Discriminatory laws favoring the gender over other are not valid. So bali ang pagpalabaw labaw sa isig ka tawo are dili na siya tawag valid because it against sa ato ang law. Authorities have the duty to care for the community and create laws for the common good. Laws must be communicated effectively to ensure understanding and compliance. In the Philippines, sa Pilipinas, laws take effect 15 days after publication unless stated otherwise. And that's all. Thank you everyone.